I watched a video the other day by Honest Discussioner, and he was discussing the way that the martyr stories by early Christians and whatnot were embellished, and they kind of ruined the story by being over the top. This is a response to the idea, why would, you know, disciples die for a lie? If they knew that Jesus hadn't risen, why would they die? And he brought up a real good point scenario. Watch the video link below. But let's for a second assume that they did die as martyrs for their beliefs. Or they said they were martyred. Here's the thing. It's just assumed, if they just recanted for being Christians because they were jailed for being Christians, they wouldn't be killed. Any evidence for this? I mean, other than what the Christians themselves were saying? Christians nowadays have a bad history of, embellishing stories. Christian speaks out against gays while doing something illegal and says that he's being persecuted for speaking out against gays, rather than what he was doing was illegal at the time. Being a public nuisance, talking to a captive audience, other such things that wouldn't be allowed under any circumstance. So, how do we know that, what they were executed for actually was for being Christian? Let's take the story of Jesus. Let's for a second assume the story of Jesus was correct. If he was making everything up, why didn't he just recant? Well, could he have? Let's see, what did he do? He was inciting rebellion against the Romans in a couple of the Gospels. He caused massive problems and unrest in Jerusalem with the turning of the temple and everything, causing massive problems. These are the kind of things that would have gotten him a harsh sentence no matter what. Even if he stopped claiming to be Jesus, God or anything, would the Romans actually have cared? They probably likely would have still executed him. Because what he was doing wasn't, what they were executing him wasn't claiming to be God. That's what pissed off the Jews. But it wasn't what pissed off the Romans. What pissed off the Romans was everything else he was doing that was causing problems. It would have been causing problems. Of course, you got this whole thing that Pilate claimed that he was, innocent of all things. Again, this is, that goes against everything you know of Pilate. Pilate wouldn't even give Jesus time to talk. So these sound like, as Honest Discussioner said, embellishments. But there's still that problem of would die for a lie. That assumes that recanting the lie would have saved their lives. And that's where I would say on this. What evidence do we have that what they were jailed for actually was for being Christian, and not for what they were doing while being Christian? Other things that would have gotten them a death sentence, even if they had recanted. Just something to think about. Comment below if you agree or disagree. Let me know your thoughts.